can fight.
I know he can fight. I've seen him do it.
He can fight.
I've seen him do it. He's a good fighter, man.
I'm gonna motivate him at the weigh-ins, but I swear, I have to. Look at that, man. He has bigger tits than my ex.
Bang, and welcome back to Luca's podcast. I'm joined here with Big Sez, the one and only mixed martial artist. Legendary stuff, brother. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
No, of course,
Come
man.
and talk.
You know, I saw your clip on Instagram Reels the other day.
Yeah.
And it killed me.
Little Shabby, eh?
Yeah.
It's funny. I was meant to bring him today and he didn't want to come, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gets a bit camera shy and...
He doesn't seem like it.
Nah, trust me. We have outtakes, man.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of outtakes.
That clip of you guys just hanging out.
Yeah.
Where was that? Where was that filmed?
That was at work, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, just on the job site.
Yeah.
I got Urban told me to promote the fight a bit, so I thought, you know what, I got a good way. I'm not a cocky person, you know what I mean? I can't really be too cocky. It's not in me, but Shabby, mate, that guy comes out like a little alter ego.
Does he fight as well?
Nah.
He's just there.
He goes to the gym every day for about 6 times a week. He'll go to the gym, he'll do chest and buys, and that's it. That's it, man. Yeah, big upper body and nothing down, man.
Just for sledgehammer holding,
just sledgehammer and that's it, brother.
we might pull that up. No. If you jump on Instagram right now and you go on Big Sez, while he pulls that up, so why don't you give people a little bit of a breakdown as to how you kind of started your MMA journey?
Well, just, growing up in Mount Druitt, you grow up rough, you know what I mean, around rougher people. And, when I was 4 years old, I started Taekwondo. I got my black belt in Taekwondo.
Really?
Yeah. And then from there, man, I just love fighting.
Yeah.
It just, it disciplined me in a better way. When I was younger, I took advantage of it in different ways, but
how so?
Stupid stuff, you know what I mean?
Get yourself in some trouble.
The streets and, but then when you grow older, you take it on as a part of your lifestyle, you know what I mean? You just want to, make yourself better. I train with very good people, you know what I mean?
Yes.
The best in the country, hands down, Australian top team.
Shout out Australian top team.
But yeah, so they, everyone's on the same path there, everyone had the same past, everyone's trying to have the same future. So it's good, it's good being around that positive energy.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely for people who don't know, Australian Top Team is a gym just based outside of Parramatta in Wentworthville. And they're very well known in the MMA community, especially in Sydney, for producing like a lot of top tier fighters.
All top level fighters.
They've had a couple guys compete very high up, as high as the UFC itself.
Yeah.
I believe, was it Ash that was there?
Ash, Suman, Alex Georges.
Yep.
Yeah, they all fought in the UFC, man.
Yeah. And so that speaks magnitude about the quality
100%.
that the gym produces.
100%. No other gym has that amount of UFC fighters out of the country, you know what I mean? I can't even think of not one gym. And, everyone talks bad about it, like there's a lot of haters out there.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of haters.
What are they saying?
They say it behind closed doors. So you hear it from a third party. You don't hear it from them. You know what I mean? No one will talk direct about it. But, you can hate as much as you want, but when people are pulling positive stuff the way that gym does, you can't hate on that.
Yeah, and I think what makes ATT so unique is there's this real community.
100%. Very multicultural as well, all different nationalities, religions, everyone training
fighting
together.
Styles.
All fighting styles, everything, man. You got some best wrestlers there. You got the best jiu-jitsu guys there. You can't compete with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. I mean, I don't know many other gyms that are producing the level of fighters that you guys are.
No way. When I went back in there, I only started training again just recently. So I had nearly 5 years off.
Why don't we get into a little bit about that? You took 5 years off?
5 years off, man.
Why was that?
Enjoying my life a bit too much. Going out too much. After my first fight, you get different attention. Yeah. And you take advantage of that attention as well,
Right.
But now this time I'm not going to make that mistake.
Bit starstruck by the limelight, was it?
100%, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but it's good.
Why don't we pull up that video? So Nano, if you go up to Big Sez.
December 17 at the Orient Centre in Kempsey. I'm not really good at talking and that. I'm not cocky and none of this shit, but he's a bit more experienced than me, but that experience isn't going to beat my hard work.
There's always talking about his experience. Well, you sound like you're a little scared of me.
Sledgehammer and everything, man.
I like that attitude. Well, I don't want to hear you saying his experience.
What do you
This is that. You're talking him up a bit.
Yeah, but you got to give the guy credit.
Nah, fuck him, cuz. We don't give him credit. Since 2021, there's no more credit. You just
Alright,
go
you
on
can
a
cut
payment
it there.
plan.
No, thank you. Man, that was brilliant.
He has no filter.
None.
He has no filter, bro. Nothing at all. He's just raw.
You should have brought him today.
Do you hear
with
what
this
he said at
legend.
the end of that video?
What did he say?
When he goes, how old is the guy? And I go, 26, I think. He turns around, he goes, oh, maybe you should rethink the fight. And I go, no, but he called me out. And then he goes, well, go fuck his mum then. You know what I mean? Like, just so raw, man, this guy.
Yeah. How did you meet him?
He's my little brother.
Oh, he's your little brother.
Little brother, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Unfortunately. You should get him on your podcast, brother. You
Yeah,
have a good time.
100%. He looks like fun.
Oh, bro, too much fun.
So you obviously said before that you're not really that kind of cocky kind of fighter. You're not the showbirdie kind of guy.
I like to, I always respect my opponents. But the difference now is going into this fight is he called me out. So there's no level of respect there. You know what I mean?
Why do you think he called you out?
Probably thinking I've been on the lounge for too long.
Mm.
People see you upload photos. I used to have a 6-pack. Now I've got a fat gut. But, that's just
So
that's the look.
the guy you're up against on December 17th, under the Urban Fight Night, which is at Bankstown, I believe.
They changed the venue now. It's at Orient Centre in Kempsey.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. That's a good clarification to make. Orient Centre at Kempsey, people. Joey Belfiore, Italian man. He's built like a bag of milk.
100%. Yeah, look at him.
I mean, listen, Joey, to get into the cage, huge respect.
Yeah.
Huge respect,
Gotta
regardless.
100%.
But I would pass him on the street and I wouldn't necessarily think, oh, that guy is like
No way.
an MMA fighter.
No chance.
Mm.
No way.
And so I think in that sense, looks can be kind of deceiving because he's a very tough guy. I watched a couple of his fights and he can definitely take a punch.
He can tell you, but he hasn't been punched by someone like me yet.
Mm.
I look at the people he got punched by and they haven't hit him the way he should be hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so he fought nobodies. Like his last fight was in Goulburn or something, in a shack.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't been hit.
He hasn't been hit by the, by the
like
big
he pushes
Sez.
pressure in his fights. He walks forward.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to watch out for my head kicks and my overhands. That's what he's going to watch.
I have seen that overhand right in one of your other fights. It is lethal.
I always thought.
Straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Straight down the middle.
He's going to watch for that.
Yeah.
If that hits him, then all these fights where he withstood other people, he's not gonna remember. You know what I mean?
Where I would like give him credit and where I think it would be an interesting matchup for the two of you is that he's very much the type of fighter that stays on his feet the whole time. He's not really looking to take people down. He's not looking to smell your crotch in a fight. He really wants to stand there and like trade.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do too. That's why when I put it up, I go, I'm ready for a war. Like,
yeah.
Because a lot of people will say they're ready for a war, but me, when I fight, I want to be cut. I want the guy I'm fighting to be cut and just fight. You know what I mean? Like, both bleeding. That's the best way.
Yeah.
You're doing it. Like when you go into a cage, it's like there's certain points in your life where you're actually living. When you're so close to dying, that's when you're actually living. You know what I mean? And that's a mind state I put myself into. Like no normal person is going to walk into a cage and want to get hit like that.
Yeah.
So
no, 100%.
I give him credit too. Like if he gets in there, he got in there more than me. So but we're going to see December 17.
Yeah, for sure. So that is an interesting point that you make, though, that a lot of people, like, especially nowadays, with the UFC and MMA and things like Bellator and Urban Fight Night, of course, becoming more and more popular. 100%. You're seeing a lot of younger kids kind of get into things like Taekwondo, like you mentioned growing up, or Jiu-Jitsu or boxing, or like it seems like the fight game is very much on fire again.
It's all growing, It's growing.
So when you were kind of growing up, and you mentioned a bit earlier that you had a background in Taekwondo and you became a black belt, what do you think shifted for you to say, okay, I've gone from just being a student of the sport to saying I want to be a competitor, like I want to prove.
Well, Taekwondo, I won 8 Australian titles in Taekwondo. I won state titles. I won Oceania Championships in Taekwondo. So it was I always had that competitive edge to me with it. But with MMA, I was scared. I was always scared.
Why were you scared?
It's just so much more intimidating. You're going into a cage. You know what I mean? And there's so many ways to win and there's so many ways to lose. So I was always scared until I started that Australian top team.
How old were you then?
Me, I started that Australian top team in 2015.
Right.
You know,
So we're looking almost 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had my first fight in 2016 in the cage, and that was my only fight.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, I don't know, it's you put yourself into a different mind state where like it's kill or be killed. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm going to tell Joey. It's like, I'm ready to die. I hope he's ready to die. You know
You're
what I mean?
ready to die in that cage.
I want to do it, yeah. Like, I just want to fight, you know, it's there's no point going in there and just cuddling him and doing this and that. I'm going to bash the shit out of him, man. And I hope he does the same to me. I hope he has that same mentality, you know?
Yeah.
Because you get fight of the night bonus too. If we get that, that's good.
You
know, we'll be mad.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, man. I mean, just to get into that cage and just to put yourself out there the way that you guys are, I have so much respect for it, because it's not just a case of, you know, putting on a show per se, but you guys are genuinely putting your bodies on the line and putting your lives on the line.
Man.
So,
100%.
you know, there has to be like an air of respect that comes with that as well. But there also has to be like a little bit of madness.
Right, heaps of madness.
Yeah.
A lot of madness. You know, when you first go in there and you look at your opponent, you got no respect for him. At the end of the fight, you're cuddling him and you're kissing him. You got so much respect for the guy. You know, you just battled it, man, and it's good.
Yeah.
Like my first fight, I fought a guy that took my fight on 3 days' notice.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, and he was a challenging guy. He was very strong, built like a brick.
Was that Khan?
Khan Wilson.
Khan Wilson, yeah.
He was very strong.
Talk me through that fight. What happened there?
Well, I was meant to fight this other guy, and the other guy, Alexander Luchinsky, just a pull-out merchant. Always organizes fights, never pulls through. You know what I mean? And then Khan Wilson stepped up and took the fight. You know, I didn't even see a photo of him. My trainers didn't even see him, and they just accepted it. So I went in there blind, you know what I mean? And he comes from a good gym. He comes from Full Force in Blacktown, so you know they have good kickboxing and that. And then my game plan was to go to the ground.
Really?
But I took that out of my head. I don't want to go to the ground, you know?
Why was your game plan to go to the ground with
Because
this
if he's
guy?
very good on his feet, take him to the ground. They haven't got no more feet.
Are you comfortable wrestling and with jiu-jitsu?
I'll wrestle, but I reckon it's boring.
Yeah.
You know, I like to fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I had to wrestle, I'll wrestle. So if Joey went to take me down, I'll be happy with that too.
Yeah.
Over me.
Yeah. You've just got all bases covered, don't you?
I pretty much, yeah. You train with everyone, you know.
Yeah.
So you train with all sorts of different fighters, you know. I train with one of the best heavyweights in the world, Randall Ray, you know, and he's an animal, man. You know, the guy, like, endurance freak. He'll just pin you up against the wall and just bash the shit out of you for 5 minutes, and then he'll tell you you done good. And you're like, how did I do good, man? You just flogged me for 5 minutes. He goes, you stood it. You know what I mean? But it's good.
You survived.
Yeah, you survived, brother.
Yeah.
Nah, it's good, man.
I think there is definitely, and kind of going back to Australian top team as well, there is definitely this kind of effect that happens when you are surrounded with other assassins, because that's where I look at you guys. You're paid assassins, like you're there to literally put your body on the line and potentially kill another person.
Yeah.
Legally, of course.
Legally, yeah.
But yeah, so when you've got this whole community of assassins, you know, you've got, you know, experts in jiu-jitsu, experts in kickboxing, experts in grappling, experts in wrestling, you're just sharpening that blade
100%.
over and over
100%.
and over again.
Iron sharpens iron, bro.
100%.
Like when I walk back in there and the young guys in the Australian top team now, I tried sparring with them. Man, I couldn't even keep up with them.
Really?
These kids are all killers, you know what I mean? Like they're so strong, physically strong. I got 30, 40 kilos on them and they're still throwing me around like a rag doll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a good place to be.
Are you concerned at all about fitness, about endurance?
No, my fitness is pretty good.
You feeling good about it?
My gas tank's good. I run every day, you know, so.
How heavy are you coming into this fight?
How heavy?
Yeah.
Right now I'm 111.
111.
So I got 11 kilos to.
Right, so you want to keep it at 100?
Yeah, 100 kilos, that's where our fight is.
Yeah.
So if I could get a bit under 100, it would be better, but whatever.
Because your last fight, you weighed in at 84. Yeah.
I had a
so
six-pack. Yeah, it's all gone, brother.
why the decision to go up in weight class?
I couldn't lose the weight.
Yeah.
It's short notice, you know what I mean? Like, I found out about this fight 6 weeks ago. So it was only 2 weeks ago I found out. So it's, you know what I mean? We'll do it.
Yeah.
in February, I already told Urban Fight Night I want to fight again. So
Yeah.
all their shows next year, I want to fight. Be active.
So you're like looking at this long term again.
Yeah, I'm going to do it long term now.
Yeah.
I made my mistake 5 years ago by falling off. I'm not going to do that again. I had my fun.
Yeah, that's interesting because you had that win, that fight against Khan.
Yeah.
Which we'll pull up a clip for in a second. No, actually, if you want to go to that, should be right there. I think this is in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
You've got him up against the cage in a guillotine, I believe.
He's trying to guillotine me.
He's trying to guillotine you. Pardon me. If you want to just hit that. So yeah, you're just throwing knees in from close range, and those look killer, man.
The first one landed clean.
Yeah,
like I felt his body go light in my hands, and even my trainer, you can see in the corner, he looks at the ref, going like, "Stop it!" You know, like, that's why I stopped kneeing him. I thought he was out. But I give respect for this guy.
All right, you can leave it there. No, that's fine. So yeah, I don't think that clip does the whole fight complete justice, but the point I'm trying to get across here is that in that fight, you're in the 3rd round up against another complete animal which you've got no idea about, and you're in there throwing these bombs, man, like these knees straight to the body.
Kill or be killed, brother.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Yeah, like there's that savage kind of instinct that goes on. It's like, all right, I've got him against the cage. Let's go. Let's hit him with everything we've got.
Have to, man, because if you switch off for a minute, you're gonna get dominated. You know, like if you've seen the Khabib and Conor McGregor fight,
yeah, of course.
You see when Conor McGregor sort of switched off and Khabib landed that overhand. You know what I mean? Khabib never lands an overhand on no one.
No,
but he landed it on the best striker in the UFC. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't switch off.
And it was such a statement as well because that was Conor's game. That's where he should have been the master.
That was crazy, man.
Yeah. You know?
But in MMA, you can't turn off. In boxing and all this, you could sort of shut off and move around. In MMA, you can't do that. You know what I mean? It's different. It's a different sport.
Yeah. And so you've gone from that fight and won. Your first ever fight, your debut, you win.
Yeah.
You know, and then you kind of just stop. Like I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. I know you said like you kind of just slacked off a little bit. Like what was going on? What happened?
I started getting attention from females and you know what I mean, going out a bit too much, drinking and you know what I mean, just doing bullshit, you know. And then you're never putting it in your head, I should be trading, I should be doing this, until it's too late.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then look at me, 5 years went past, I got to 130 kilos.
But didn't Urban call you up again and say, hey, like...
They organised me a few fights, but I never pulled through with them because I was too busy doing my bullshit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you look at my Tapology, I had 3 cancelled bouts, you know, that I didn't pull through with because I was too busy worrying about other bullshit. You know, where I look back now and I kick myself, I go, I was only 20, 25 years old then. I could have done so much up till now, you know?
Yeah.
But now I could still do it too. I mean, my trainer Ash made his mixed martial arts career at the age of 30, made it to the UFC at, you know, mid-30s, you know what I mean? So I could, you know.
Well, it must be hard for, like, you know, I kind of have to empathize with you a little bit as well. You know, growing up, you mentioned before that you're from Mount Druitt, probably not the best of suburbs. No, you had a habit of getting yourself in trouble.
Yeah, always.
And so to go from that to suddenly being thrown in the limelight and, you know, suddenly you're on top of the world.
Bro, you're on top of the world.
Yeah.
You know? Like your Instagram followers go up, girls message you, hey, what are you doing? And you're like, oh, shit.
What do I do?
And you just go with it, you know. Before you know it, you're like, I'm not going to go. Next minute, you're in your car, you're driving to their house.
Yeah.
And then by the time you open the door and go in there, it's too late to go back. You know what I mean?
Course.
So it always happens, man.
And once you build that habit of it, you know, every Tuesday, every Thursday, you're kind of doing that.
It's
and you're
bad, man.
Fucking off on the training.
Yeah. You stop turning up to work, you know, you stop doing a lot of stuff just to get involved in bullshit.
Yeah.
You know. But now I'm a lot older, I'm wiser, I won't make the mistakes. You know, so that's why I told my trainers already, told Urban Fight Night as well, put me in for February as well. You know what I mean? I'll love to fight, you know, someone in February, then I'll fight again 3 months after.
Where do you see this career path going for you?
You know, it'll be an eye opener to other people. You know, there might be another 25-year-old out there that has his first fight, wins, and then he's going to go off track, but he might realize, oh, no, I can't go off track. You know what I mean? Like, I probably won't make it to the UFC or nothing like that, but I know I'll win some belts in Australia, you know, and that's enough for me. I'll be happy with that. But international, I think I could compete too. I'm well-rounded.
Yeah.
I could fight wherever the fight goes. I'll fight.
Yeah.
And I got heart. Everyone gets hit. Everyone can drop, but I can't see me dropping. No way.
Yeah.
I got the beautiful cushion. You know what I mean? It's better, man.
Yeah, I think what you're trying to do now, in proving a point in saying that just because I've had this kind of gap in my career and I haven't stayed focused on it doesn't mean I can't do it now.
I can still do it, man.
Yeah, and you're the kind of person, I assume, anyways, that seems to thrive off competition.
I love it.
Yeah,
competition.
Yeah,
that's why you do a sport like this.
Mm.
You can't play MMA.
Mm.
It's mad, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think for someone that thrives off competition, like that kind of drive never really goes away.
Nah, no way. It will always be with you.
Yeah.
It'll always be with me. It's in my family too.
Mm.
Like my older brother, he's 33 years old now. He was a world champion at kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now he still looks back at his photos when he was a world champion going, oh, fuck, I wish I'd done it still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he could do it again too if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Like it will never leave me. It's in my blood. I'm Turkish. Turks are always fighters.
Mm.
We always fight. We always find a way to fight.
Yeah.
And it's good.
I get it because, once you've kind of found your rhythm and your drive and your passion, like your project that you're just set on doing, it's hard to break away from that. It's hard to, like, have you, in that 5-year gap, were you still going to the gym? Were you still training? Were you doing anything
here and there
on your own schedule?
Yeah, I was doing more weights and stuff
right.
like that. But, I was going to Australian top team, see the boys, say hello. Like I said, I tried training a few times, but the younger boys just bashed the hell out of me.
What do you mean, like you tried training? Like,
I'll go sparring on a Saturday, and then you just think, wow, the level that these boys are at now,
Mm-hmm.
You'll never come back to it. Like, your boys like Farhood and that, they just grew massive. You know what I mean? Like, they're very good fighters, very talented fighters.
He's an animal.
He's an animal.
He's an absolute
and he's a very
animal.
good guy too, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Like, you got Alex Georges, complete animal. Hader, animal. All the boys there, they're all animals, man. And it's, but it drives me to get better now.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I'm an OG too, bro. I'll come back, you know what I mean, one day.
You've probably got a chip on your shoulder now. You've seen all these guys kind of progress into their own people.
Oh, it motivates you, bro. It motivates you a lot. You have to.
Yeah.
You go into a gym as a 30-year-old and get bashed by a 16-year-old, you're going to get motivated some way out of it, bro. It's the best.
Are you concerned at all that because you are like starting a bit later, you may be more prone to injury, you may be more prone to like, are you taking care of yourself? Are you stretching? Like, what's your process kind of like now?
Yeah, I go see body fit therapy. I go get all my cupping done, chiropractic work. I get all that stuff done. So I'm looking after myself. My diet's very good.
Yeah, what do you want?
I'm eating just a lot of boiled chicken. I'm not eating red meat no more. I stopped red meat.
Why'd you stop red meat?
Because apparently red meat, it's bad for you or something. Someone told me it sits in your digestive system for too long or something.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Was it Farhood?
No, not Farhood. Farhood didn't tell me. I don't know. Now Farhood would tell me that.
He's trying to get everyone off the meat.
No, and when I stopped eating red meat, I felt so much better, man.
Really?
Heaps better.
Like what, just more energy?
Not energy. I'll say I lack energy. But when you start doing something, the protein that you get from the chicken,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely something about eating like a really lean white meat that, it's pretty much got no fat.
Especially there's no flavor either, bro. I don't enjoy my diet. I do it. You know what I mean? Have to.
So boiled chicken, anything else?
Brown rice, salmon, kingfish, a lot of seafood.
Yeah.
Seafood and chicken, that's it, bro.
Yeah.
But I'll eat chicken, I'll probably eat 2 whole chickens a day.
What?
Yeah. I get bored, I eat, bro. I swear to God. I'll wake up at 12 o'clock at night. I'll grab a whole chicken out of the fridge, but I'm eating it.
You're joking.
I swear to God I will. Last night I ate a chicken at 1:30 after I got back from the fights. Had to. But look at the size of me, brother. I got to eat.
You're a diesel truck of a human
I got
being.
to eat, man. I got to eat.
Yeah.
Got one of the boys I train with, Livingston. You ask him, what's his diet? He says, bro, whenever I want to eat, I eat. You're like, how do you look good, you know?
Yeah.
He just eats.
Yeah. Well, I think in the weight class that you're going into now at 100 kgs, the concern isn't so much explosiveness or how nimble you are per se. Of course, those factors are going to play into it. but it's very much about power and strength and
100%.
being accurate.
That's
you
it.
know?
And gas tank. I feel like whoever has the bigger gas tank is going to win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And Joey Belfiore, he has a gas tank.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen a couple of his 3-round fights, and the 3rd round he's still going.
Yeah.
But it goes back to he hasn't fought someone like me. He hasn't had someone put pressure on him the way I did.
Yeah.
The way I am going to. You know, if he tries pulling one of them Kimuras on me, it's not going to work. I got shoulders, but I got no neck. You know what I mean? He's not going to get me, bro. I'll bicep kill him, brother. Like he's not going to do nothing.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Brother, I'm a diesel truck. That's my new nickname from you, eh?
The diesel truck.
Fucking earth.
Yeah. You know, I think if you can really like nail down the discipline side of things, like if you can really stick, like how long have you been on this diet now?
Since I found out about my fight, 2 weeks.
So what's that, like 4 or 5 weeks ago now? 2 weeks? What are we looking at?
2 weeks.
2
I've been
weeks?
on diet for 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I think if you can kind of stay on that trajectory, you've still got another month until the fight. Yeah.
1 month exactly today.
Yeah. And just stay on top of your fight camp. Like how often are you training now?
Me, I'm training 7 days a week.
7 days a week. And what's that training schedule look like?
So I go to the gym. I go to ATT at about 2:30 every day. Today, obviously, going later, but I go from 2:30 and I stay there till like 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, I'll go to Anytime Fitness.
And during that 2:30 to 8 o'clock, are you guys focused on one? Like because you've got the fight
do a
coming
bit
up.
of everything. So you do your MMA class, then you do your wrestling class, jiu-jitsu class.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then you go for a run with the boys, go for a long run. I don't run, I'll walk. I let them go and I just walk behind them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing,
Yeah.
And then I'll go Anytime Fitness. I'll do my, hour of cardio, light weights.
Just running?
Yeah, running as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, running or the aero bike.
Yeah.
Do a bit of everything.
The aero bike's great.
I hate it. If it was up to me, whoever invented that could do the fuck. I hate that, man. What's the point of working out your arms and your legs at the same time? Fuck that, man. It kills you.
But it's so good for you, man.
Can't do it, man. It's too much.
Too much?
No.
But like if you think about it, like you said before, because MMA fitness is very different to any other kind of fitness.
It is.
Like a soccer player needs to be able to run at the same steady kind of pace for about 90 minutes, or a tennis player needs to be able to be explosive for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, 100%.
Or a swimmer's got a short burst or a long burst. It's very controlled kind of conditions that you need to be able to do output for. But because the nature of a fight is so different according to the fighting styles and the fighters and the levels that they're at, it's very hard to prepare your fitness in a certain way. So you kind of just have to be ready to go the 3 rounds of the fight, 5 rounds for the certain amount of time that you are going.
100%, man. Like during sparring, so my fight's only amateur, and that's 3 3-minute rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But during sparring, I'm doing 5-minute rounds.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? So I'm ready to go the distance with this guy as well.
Yeah.
I'm conditioning myself for that, but I'm not going to let it go out of the 1 round. I'll knock him out in the first round easy.
You got a fight prediction for me?
First round knockout.
First round knockout,
head kick.
Ooh.
Head kick, first round. Oh, let's say early in the second round, head kick. Yeah.
I like that.
That's all I have to watch out for is my overhands and my head kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll give my game plan away on this.
Damn. He's going to be watching this.
Let him watch it. Let him watch it. Just bring the fight, brother. Bring the fight. I'm ready. It's better. It's exciting,
Yeah.
I'm not a disrespectful person or a cocky person, but doing things like this excites other people for the fight as well.
Mm.
And I really don't like him, to be honest. So
why don't you like him?
He called me out.
What did he say when he called you out?
It's offensive to call someone out in the MMA world because you're trying to say that it's an easy fight for me.
Mm.
If I called you out, I'm thinking it's an easy fight for me.
Yeah, well, it probably would be.
But, come on, bro. You know what I mean? But so this guy called me out. It's making me think does he think I'm a walkover?
Yeah.
It's far from that.
And he kind of does tie your hands up as well, because if you walk away from it, then it's a tarnish on your name.
Yeah. I'll never walk away.
Yeah.
Now I'm back to being addicted to the sport.
Yeah.
Mate, it's part of my lifestyle now.
Are you glad he called you out in a sense?
Well, it lets me bring this animosity out that no one's seen.
Mm.
You know what I mean? My first fight, I was respectful towards the guy. I was kneeing him. I nearly knocked him the fuck out, and I stopped kneeing him because I felt bad. This fight, even if I knock him out cold, I'm jumping on top of him with gorilla hands, brother. You know what I mean? It's good. It's a good thing for me.
Yeah. That's the thing in a fight. Like you can't be reserved. You can't hold back.
Nah.
You can't.
If you hold back, it's you can still be entertaining, but you're not going to show anyone what you can really do.
Well, it's not just that, man. Like I agree with you for sure. You're limiting your highlight reel, let's call it. But on top of that, man, like you're running the risk that the person, like fighting is so weird, man. People get knocked out and come back to life, and you know have that second wind of energy. You know, I think it was the Ben Askren Robbie Lawler fight, where Ben was essentially out for about 10 seconds there,
fucked,
and then won the fight.
Yeah,
you know, so you can't run that risk.
Yeah,
you can't
true.
leave people with a window of opportunity.
True, 100%. And it can happen too. Like if you stop for a minute, you're gonna get hurt. You know, but we don't stop. I'll keep coming. You know,
good.
I like getting hit.
You like getting hit?
Yeah, fuck it. Why would I train at Australian top team if I didn't? You got to get hit, brother. Like if I spar with someone like Fahud, he'll land 10 hits to my 1 hit. You know what I mean? You can't. Like, I love it.
He's such an entertaining fighter in the sense that, like,
he's a funny guy, man.
I almost compare it to dancing when he spars. Like, he just has this rhythm and this flow, and he'll toy with you.
You know why? In Australian top team, when we're sparring, we've got music on. And that music, if you notice every sparring video that people are sparring, like whether it's Ashkan or Forward, anyone, they're all moving to the beat. And it's, you know, it makes you feel like the biggest shit cunt because you're like, this guy's dancing around me. And you're just trying to catch him like Donkey Kong trying to catch me by the crates, you know what I mean? Like, fuck.
Especially when the footwork's slick and...
Bro. It's crazy. And he does it in his fight as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
His rematch, he's going to knock this guy out.
Oh, against Liam?
100%.
Yeah.
That flying knee knockout, he'll get that.
You think so?
Yeah. He'll be the Jorge Masvidal. Watch. 100%, brother.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
I kind of do have to say a little bit impartial now because we might have Liam coming on here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which will be an interesting conversation.
Yeah. You should get Joey Belfiore on here too.
Yeah.
I'll message him for you when I leave here.
Yeah, Joey, if you're watching this right now, come on through, man.
Come in, Joey. We'll have a podcast together.
That would be an interesting dynamic.
It would, eh?
Would you
should
do
like
it?
do it across.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
You do it?
Yeah, I swear to God I will.
All right, Joey, we're calling you out right now.
You called me out, brother. Now it's my turn to call you out.
We want you face to face right here. We have to keep it a bit friendly.
Yeah,
you know.
There's a lot of expensive shit in here. I don't want to damage it. But you should do it. It would be a good idea.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. We'll try and make some arrangements.
100%. Looking forward to that.
Growing up, did you pay much attention to the fight game?
Nah.
No?
Nothing at all, man.
No?
I used to watch boxing, but I only like Mike Tyson, Prince Nassim. I used to watch the old school fighters, but I never watched MMA. I never knew what MMA was.
Most people didn't.
Till 2015, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But now...
You mentioned Mike Tyson. That's interesting.
I like Mike Tyson.
Yeah. What do you think about him coming out of retirement and putting on that show? You like that?
Nah.
No.
Nah. That's what boxing's becoming...
You don't like it?
Like the YouTubers fighting now and all this. It's becoming bullshit. I went to boxing fights last night.
Yeah.
And it was boring. Like only Darwin, like our teammate Darwin fought. That was an entertaining fight, and that's it. The rest of the fights were fucking boring, man.
Is Darwin traditionally a boxer?
No, Darwin's an MMA guy.
Yeah, I thought
and
so.
And he got ripped. He got robbed with that fight.
Yeah.
He won that fight.
I haven't been able to watch it yet. I'm sure there's replays or somewhere around. But yeah, I was surprised to hear that he was in a boxing bout.
Yeah.
Like, what was behind that decision?
Probably a good payday as well, you know. You know, he got offered the fight. He took it. Darwin fights anyone.
Yeah.
Darwin, he won't even weigh in. He'll just fight anyone. Animal, bro. That guy. He has Xanax for hands, bro. He'll put you to sleep. I swear to God, that guy, man.
Xanax fans. I think that's the first time I've heard that.
And everyone says it at the gym to him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's something about that explosivity and that power. Like, if you meet that timing with that power,
lights out. Bro, and every round in last night's fight, he landed big hits on the guy. I was so surprised he lost.
Who was the guy who was versing?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. So many bullshit like calls on it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys are probably used to a different fight style anyways, you know.
But even in MMA, like before you fight, So the promoter, like a lot of times in Urban Fight Night, Suman will say, don't leave it for the judges because you might be disappointed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in other words, go for the finish.
It's so subjective.
It is, bro.
It's so subjective.
I don't even know how they score it.
Yeah, so where were we? Oh, we were talking about Mike Tyson, that's right.
Yeah.
So you're not a fan of this whole entertainment athlete industry crossing over?
Nah.
But like there's big paydays.
It's payday, but in fighting, payday should be the last thing on your mind. You know, it's more about your pride, you know, your record. You know, like Conor McGregor going to boxing and getting his ass kicked by Mayweather.
Yeah.
Look what happened to him now.
He didn't come out of that fight the same, I don't think.
He went on a losing streak after it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, he beat
Donald Cerrone.
Yeah, he beat Donald Cerrone. Which, and I mean, in devastating style.
Yeah, true.
Like a lethal head kick.
That's true. But then after that, he lost to Dustin Poirier. Khabib. You can't come out of fighting Mayweather then fight Khabib. You're going to get dominated, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe because I'm looking at it a bit more from a fan perspective.
Yeah,
I'm liking these like celebrity crossovers.
So you like the Jake Paul and...
I don't mind it, man.
Yeah, I like Jake Paul.
You like him?
like Jake Paul as he's entertaining.
Oh, he talks so much shit. Is this it? Oh no, this is the main
this
card.
This actual fight.
Okay. Yeah. He talks so much shit, man.
Right, but he gets under people's skin. He does, bro.
Yeah.
If I was fighting with someone like that and he was talking to me like that, I'll go to his house before the fight. I swear to God, I wouldn't be able to stand there and like listen to that shit, bro. No way. No chance.
Yeah. He's fighting Tommy Fury, I think December, the day after you guys, December 18th, I think. Yeah. And like he's just been on that tirade again, you know.
Tommy Fury's the actual boxer, right?
Yeah, he's the Fury's younger brother.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, so he's got a big name to live up to.
Jake Paul's gonna get pumped.
You think so?
100%, bro.
It's been an interesting matchup because Tommy is 8-0, I believe.
Yeah.
But he's been very widely criticized for like cherry picking his fights.
Oh, is he?
So he'll fight guys that are like 0-30.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Wow.
Because he's still in those early stages of the career. And you know how in boxing...
They want to build it up to 20-0 first and then start fighting properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Jake Paul now? Jake Paul's 3.
He's 5-0.
Yeah. Fuck.
I mean, if you count them, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, definitely against Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
You have to give him credit for that fight.
You reckon he won that fight?
I think so.
I don't know, bro. Tyron Woodley landed the big shots.
One big shot.
Was it one big shot?
It was one big shot.
Did he get the name tattooed on him? He was meant to get, I love Jake Paul.
I think so. Can you pull that up? The Tyron Woodley Jake Paul tattoo. This was hilarious. Like, this is the kind of shit that sells fights nowadays. You know what I mean?
Tattoos.
Like, if you lose, you have to get my name tattooed on your body.
Yeah.
And so if I put you in that position and you say no, it's like, oh, you're not backing yourself.
I'll do it. But if Joey Belfiore had a better looking name, I'll do it. His name looks like shit. I wouldn't. No way.
Where would you put it?
On my back.
So you don't have to look at it?
Oh, fuck, he did get it.
Yeah, he got it on his middle finger.
Wow.
In probably the ugliest font I've ever seen.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, Tyron definitely got that one big punch.
Like, he lost the fight, you reckon?
Yeah, I think Jake Paul was just dominant, like, across the board.
Yeah.
So he stayed busy. It's not like Jake landed big hits or anything like that. He just stayed busier.
I can't believe he got that tattooed on him.
I know.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah. And then got turned down the rematch.
Because he said that if he gets a tattoo, they have to have a rematch.
Yeah.
So he should get that shit laser removed then.
Yeah. I don't think it's a legit tattoo, to be honest. I reckon it's like one of those.
It looks pretty real to me, bro.
You think so?
Fuck, that looks real. And it looks painful. Where he got it on the inside of his finger.
Yeah. I mean, it could be Hana. You know how they do like that weed ink from like Indian countries or Hindu countries. They have like that tradition, you know, where they go Hana. It lasts like a week. But
that shit's like swollen around it, bro. Like it's all red. That's a real tattoo, bro.
Damn.
That's fucked.
And then what else did he do? He got the Sleepy McGregor chain. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that. I like that chain. That's a sick chain. Yeah. That would have costed big money.
All right, check it. My new $100,000 NyQuil McGregor, Sleepy McGregor chain. Thank you, Benny the jeweler. Let's go.
for sure.
He sent it to Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, Dustin's got the chain
That's
now.
hectic. That's hectic. Dustin probably sold it.
I think he kept it just as like the meme kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, McGregor.
Yeah. Fuck.
Do you think McGregor comes back?
Nah.
No?
No way.
He's done?
Who can he come back to now? Like in his division, he has people like that Islam Makhachev now. He won't beat him. He won't beat Chandler. He's not going to beat Gaethje. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can't beat no one in that division now. And then if he goes welterweight, he's fucked. He has Usman, Covington.
Yeah.
What's his other name? Khamzat Chimaev. Bro, you got nowhere to go.
Yeah. That Khamzat guy's crazy.
I love him, bro.
He's crazy.
See him, I kill everybody. Oh, bro. See, that's gangster. That's
real shit.
Fuck
man.
that.
When he picks up his opponents and throws them into his corner.
He carried the guy and then he goes to Dana, hey, watch. And Dana's looking at his phone apparently. He goes, I tell him, don't look at your phone, brother. That's gangster, bro. That's hectic, man. You don't stuff with that.
Yeah, like he'll literally pick you up, throw you to his corner so he can get instructions on how he's going to absolutely pummel you.
Fuck, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I should do that to Joey.
You should do that.
Pick him up. Fuck my back. I gotta go to my chiropractor for a whole week, brother.
You're a concreter, bro.
Yeah, but my back's already fucked from that.
Yeah. I think that's the thing about what you do as well, right? Like because your work is so physically demanding. Like you're getting up 4 or 5 in the morning every day.
I wake up every morning 4:30.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're just on the site, heavy bags of cement, moving machinery.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's why, like, in this fight, I got construction man strength.
You
know what I mean? He's still a boy, bro. He hasn't grown up yet, you know what I mean? So he's going to feel strength difference.
Yeah.
Like, bro, my grip's like vice grips, bro. I'll grab and, like, you're not getting out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He won't be able to do that to me. He'll hurt his fucking hand if he tries to grab me.
It's just hard to look at him and see him as a fighter.
Yeah.
It's
he can fight.
I know he can fight. I've seen him do it.
He can fight.
I've seen him do it. He's a good fighter, man.
I'm gonna motivate him at the weigh-ins, but I have to. Look at that, man. He has bigger tits than my ex. That's hectic. I have to.
You look so happy in that show.
Oh yeah, I was happy. I was very happy, man. It's good to be back, you know, doing what I love. And now, like Urban Fight Night, like where it is now, because when I thought it was Urban Fight Night 8, now it's 27, and like look, they have live streaming on now. They have commentary, lighting, DJs. Like it's mad, you know.
It's a full production.
It's fucking hectic.
It's a full production.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I do want to see them do more of the fight promo and stuff like that. Like I think what really sells a fight for a lot of people is when they connect with the fighter behind them.
Backstory.
Exactly. That's why characters like Khabib or Israel or Conor or John Jones, even like these like stellar fighters. We love watching them not just because they fight, but because we know where they've come from.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's where I think characters like Jake Paul or Logan Paul have really tapped into a market there.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we may not be the best fighters in the world, but we know how to tell stories.
Definitely.
And so we're going to make you connect with our story. And so that when we go and fight this other guy, and by the way, we're going to make you connect with his story as well.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, who's got the better story?
So you're buying the story. Like
100%, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I'm doing all this stuff for this fight. Like, do you see the tickets already sold out?
Really?
You know what I mean? Everyone fighting there, like all the ATT boys fighting, they're animals, right? And they sell tickets too. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be fucking sick. But I think they're gonna start doing videos from like to show as previews for the fights and that. I think they're gonna start doing that soon too.
Yeah.
So
I think that'd be great.
They'll be mad, man.
Yeah.
Or get fighters on podcasts, you know, do stuff like this. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good to tell it, you know. But do the face-off things too. You know? We'll set it off, me and Joey.
It'd be spicy.
It'll be mad.
It'd be spicy.
How mad would that be, bro?
Oh, for sure.
Like, if I come in here, you're gonna need a right squad in here. Because emotions, man.
That's going to be a tough pitch to the studio. I hope you realize that.
Just tell him, bro. Tell him it's all right. I got public liability. I'll put my concrete public liability on the building for him, and that's it. It's all good. I'll cover Joey with my work insurance, and that's it.
Are you going to motorboat him in the face-off?
Fucking oath. 100%. Have to, bro. I'm not going to see titties like that in my face and not touch them. Oh, fuck. I'm not at a strip club, bro. I'm at a fight. I'm allowed to touch his titties if I want.
Oh, that's fucking gold. That's brilliant. Yeah, for sure. It'd be a very interesting kind of way of crossing over the narratives.
Yeah.
You mentioned a bit earlier that you kind of got in trouble growing up,
Yeah.
Bringing your taekwondo skills to the streets.
Yeah,
What happened there?
Well, I got charged by assault a few times, like just fights, fights. In 2013, I got charged with the coward punch when that first came out.
Really?
But it wasn't a coward punch. It was
What happened?
the guy was running up to me to hit me, and he yelled out.
What were you guys like out clubbing or something?
Yeah, we're out at King's Cross at, was it Candy's nightclub or whatever?
Yeah.
And we then had a fight in there, one of my friends. And then as we were leaving.
What, people just talking shit?
Yeah,
or?
they just wanted to fight. Troublemakers, a couple of Islander boys. And one of them came running up the street, and I seen him coming, so I turned around and I hit him, and the guy fell into a coma, and you know what I mean? Put me in big trouble, you know what I mean? But then when I beat that case, because they seen it was self-defense, it full woke me up.
Yeah.
I got charged for assault after it again, but you know,
Is the guy okay?
yeah, the guy was okay. Yeah,
All right,
was
that's
okay.
good.
You know, the way I looked at it, if I didn't turn around and hit him, I would have been in that position. So it woke me up a bit too, you know.
Yeah,
but it's what it is, you know. Your life's what, you know. You turn out from your mistakes. You know how you turn out now. If I didn't make the mistakes, I wouldn't be here now doing what I love doing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you got to make them.
Yeah, especially, I was having this conversation with Fahud, but I find that like with guys that like are highly tuned to MMA and are constantly in the gym, not to disrespect, your break, you made the decisions that you made, but I find that with those people that are just consistent with it, they don't tend to look for violence outside of the ring.
You don't get into trouble, man. Because when you're training, nah. When you're not training, you get into trouble.
Yeah.
You know, you start doing stupid things.
Yeah.
Like the lockdown. Look how many people would have got into trouble after the lockdown, you know what I mean? Because everyone's just nothing to do. You can't burn your energy. You know, when you're training, you're full of testosterone, you want a thing, you know. But when you're not training, bro, your mind's free.
Yeah.
You want to do everything.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, of course. And, I think when you're looking at the breed of fighters and, they are cut from a different cloth.
Yeah.
You're looking for a breed of fighters and they're kind of built a certain way and they think a certain way and they act a certain way.
Yeah, yeah.
They need stimulation through the gym. They need to be put in scenarios where they're constantly being challenged and constantly being pushed and coming out exhausted and shoulders are sore and elbows are tired and you've got a black eye. Yeah. But those kinds of situations are what you keep those kinds of people from going out into the streets and unfortunately in this case king hitting someone.
Yeah, 100%. Training's the best thing you could do. It's the best.
Have you felt a shift in yourself now that you're back in the gym 6 days a week?
Last weekend I had tickets to a boat party and I knew there was going to be alcohol there and all the things that I know will get me into trouble. I'm like, I'm not going to it. You know what I mean? So like I could motivate myself not to do certain things now.
Yeah.
Where if I wasn't training, I would have been on that boat and I would probably still be partying right now. I would have probably still been on the boat. So honestly, man.
I would have been here like, where the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, I wouldn't have turned up. No way.
And so what's your strategy for okay, so let's say best case scenario, right? You go into this fight against Joey, you knock him out in a head kick in the first round. Yeah. You go off, celebrate, win. Yeah. How are you going to stay locked in? How are you going to
I'm going to go straight back into training. So the fight's on a Friday. I'm going to go back to the gym on the Monday, start training again.
Yeah. Put
myself into another fight camp, for February. And, there's a guy on the card that I would love to fight. So,
who?
That Blake Shackleton.
Okay.
I'd love to fight him,
What stands out about him? Why do you want to fight Blake?
I just want to fight whoever.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's another guy I see fighting a lot. So I know he's active and he won't turn down a fight. So I would love to fight him after and just keep my name going and keep putting the ticks on people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think if you come up with a list, and the thing is, you can do it. Yeah. You've done it in the past. Yeah. You've proven yourself before in your first fight that you've got that warrior spirit, that you've got that mentality, you've got that edge that's gonna make you a winner across everyone else. I think if you can hone into that and really make that your primary focus for the next couple of years, man. Like the sky is the limit.
Have to, man. I got to do it. Like now I got my own business, my little brother helps me run it, so it's good, you know what I mean? I got time to do things for myself, which is always good. So
yeah, how are you committing so much time to your camps and stuff?
But like I'll be strict on myself. So work finishes at 2:00. I'm in the gym 2:30. I have my shower and out of the gym if I have.
But you're starting at 4:30 as well, bro.
Yeah, but that's all right. Look, I don't go to sleep till 10:30.
Okay.
So I look at it like I'm gonna go home and sit around anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll go sit at the gym, train and
get those hours in.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah, you get out what you put in. That's why I just want to keep going.
Yeah.
Next year, I think there's five urban shows a year. Hopefully, fight on all 5 of them. So it's it's gonna be good.
For sure. It's an interesting dynamic, and I think in promoting MMA in the Sydney scene and making people more aware of fighting, and like I was saying before, there's this new surgence of energy that's coming out about fighters, and I think what Urban Fight Night's doing and getting these gyms together and saying bring us your best fighters and we'll match them up, and it creates a baseline in which people can kind of enter the sport. Yeah. Because it seems achievable from a fighter perspective to fight on an Urban Fight Night card. Yeah. But at the same time, from a fan perspective, it's like, okay, well, I don't really know who these people are. Yeah. I just want to watch some fights.
Yeah, but if you know the backstory,
even more so, even more charged.
It's better, man.
Yeah.
Like we put that video up and it got a lot of likes and comments. And I got a lot of messages from people I don't know asking for the link to buy tickets. You know what I mean? So people obviously, it works. You know what I mean? They like seeing that.
Yeah, the storytelling ability that social media has provided, and it's given us outlets to really share our thoughts and emotions on a level that we've never had before. Like, think of it this way: before the internet, how do we know about half of the people that we do now?
Phone books.
Exactly. it'd be practically impossible.
Yeah, that's true.
For me to connect with you and bring you out here, it just wouldn't have happened.
No way.
And so we've got this new tool in the internet, and a lot of us misuse it, but if you're smart about it, you can connect with people that you've never heard of before.
100%, man.
And get interested in sports you've never seen before. Yeah, I think there's this climate right now where, young and exciting fighters are really able to surge through and make a name for themselves by creating a social media presence.
100%, man. 100%. It's the best platform for it. Like Urban gets all its stuff done for, Instagram and Facebook and that, what I mean? And it sells out shows. Like the show's 4 weeks out and it's already sold out.
Yeah.
There's only tables available. You know what I mean? So if anyone wants a table, hit me up.
Yeah. And I think there's a human response to fighting as well. You could date it back to the gladiators. You could say, it's one of the original sports. We literally, centuries ago, we'd literally pay money to see people kill each other or to fight against bears in a big coliseum. And
100%.
There's something instinctual and primal about the sport that everyone responds to. So I'll be scrolling, I'll tell you now, I'll be scrolling through my TikTok feed and I'll just be seeing a whole bunch of bullshit. But as soon as the fight comes on, it's like, oh, what's going to happen?
Are you a fan of fighting?
I love fighting.
You love it?
Yeah. Only, I have to, to full transparency, I got into the sport about 8 months ago.
Yeah.
I've been watching it from a distance maybe 2 years. Yeah. But once I started training with Fahud and that whole avenue happened, it was like, oh, wow, this whole world.
It's mad, man. It's mad. You'll sit up all night watching YouTube. It's crazy. Like I'll sit there and just watch Khabib highlights and McGregor highlights all night.
Who's your favorite fighter?
Khabib.
Yeah.
Khabib and Khamzat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like them.
What do you think draws you to them, aside from their fighting record, obviously?
The way they present themselves. You know what I mean? They're humble, but they're cocky too in a way. Like everyone thinks Khabib's very humble. Khabib's cocky. Khabib kicked Tony Ferguson's belt off the stage. You know, he's a cocky person, but he's still humble, presents himself like a real man should. You know what I mean? Like he's a man of his family, the way every man should be, you know? Like all that money and he still lives in the same village with his mum. Like that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
To not let money and that get to you, you get respect for that. Because if I make a bit of money, but I'm going out. So it's crazy.
And I was having this conversation with Fahud as well. I think a lot of he tends to disagree with me, but I find that for people like that who hit the limelight and just gone this 27 winning streak, you know, and pretty much he has no hard fights. You know, like
no one challenged him, bro.
No one really.
I don't think he lost a round.
He had a couple moments where you go, maybe there was something there.
Yeah.
But overall, you look at his entire career, the profile of fighters he fought, the rate at which he was fighting is very, very active. And just the way he would tear people apart, limb by limb by limb.
Everyone goes because he didn't fight Tony Ferguson that, you know, he fought easy fighters, but he tapped out Gaethje, he tapped out Poirier, he tapped out McGregor. Yeah. What more do you need to see?
Yeah.
He played with Edson Barboza. Bro.
That Ferguson-Khabib fight was cursed, but how many times did they try to do that?
Four times, I think, man. That's nuts. Yeah. I stopped even like worrying about watching it. Every time they called it, I'm like, it's going to cancel.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'd get excited every single time.
You have that little bit of hope. You're like, oh, it's going to happen this time. But I reckon Khabib will fuck him up anyway.
Yeah.
Ferguson's good, but I don't think he's that.
Ferguson's a strange fighter.
Yeah.
You know, have you seen the videos of him training? No, can you pull up a YouTube video of Tony Ferguson's training routine or something along those lines?
What's he do?
It's wild, man. He does weird shit, like he's balancing on
He
his
never spars
head.
or nothing.
No. He's like, Tony Ferguson training. He just like balances on his head and he's stretching in weird ways. Yeah, look at that first one right there.
What the fuck?
Yeah, give us a bit of volume on that as well. He's like hitting with his elbows.
No blood.
He's a strong guy.
He's on one of those balance boards and he's like doing weights. What are those things called?
Them things?
Yeah, segways. He's on a segway and there you go. He's doing backflips. Hip thrusts on a medicine ball.
Yeah, I want to actually try that.
It's wild.
Fucking strong, bro.
You wouldn't expect it from him at all. Like his frame and his build.
He just looks very lanky.
Yeah. There's some Matrix shit right there. I don't even know what to call that.
It's a weird person, bro.
Yeah. He's there, he's lifting up tires with like his hands and he's wearing... Yeah. You know, so his fighting style really matches his training routine in that it just doesn't make sense. You don't really know what to expect from him.
Like, he's been on a losing streak bad, but...
Recently, yeah. I think after the Gaethje fight, I don't know. It's just, he wasn't the same.
It's like once they lose, they never come back to...
Yeah, some fighters can't recover from
Like,
it.
I would love to see if Khabib lost, how he'll come back. Like, if he lost against Gaethje, would he have retired? I don't reckon he would have retired off a loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah. His retirement was tied in with his dad, though.
Yeah, it was.
I think if it wasn't for his dad, he probably would have kept going.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
100%, man.
Yeah, so for people that aren't following the MMA scene as tightly as us, it's very much so that unfortunately Khabib's dad died. Was it early last year?
Last year, COVID,
Yeah. And his dad was very much like a role model figure for him and was there at every fight, 100%. Coached him from a young age, was very important in his like development as a fighter and always been there.
Yeah.
And so the passing of his father was hugely
massive, man, massive. Like, you can't leave your mum at home, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, especially for someone like him who's so disciplined and so family orientated and so, you know, just has very strong values.
Yeah.
I think that was very much a wake up call for him.
100%, man.
Yeah, I'm done.
He went out with a bang. But he walked forward against someone like that. Fuck, killed him. That's a monster. Nuts.
I don't think we'll get another. I don't think we'll get another Khabib.
Nah, no way.
I don't think there is another one.
They were saying that he would come back and fight GSP.
You think so?
But nah, he won't.
I don't even. GSP is not active anymore. I don't think GSP would come back.
But I think for a Khabib fight, he would have came back just for a legacy, like to make it like a. Because they were both the best of their era, so that would have been mad to watch.
Well, GSP is still very fit and very healthy.
Like, bro, have you seen the videos he makes? The guy has like a 10-pack. Like his ribs have abs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go on Instagram and search up George St. Pierre's Instagram. We'll see if we can find some clips there. Just search up GSP. Yeah, but he's a very big proponent of intermittent fasting, which I love to do.
Yeah.
So are you familiar with that at all?
Nah.
Basically, what intermittent fasting is it's a process in which you essentially don't eat for an extended period of time and then limit the time in which you can eat.
Okay.
And it's very well known for promoting human growth hormone and reducing insulin levels.
Oh, okay.
So what happens is when you eat, your body releases insulin, and the insulin is what what encourages your body to build fat.
Yeah.
And so by delaying that insulin release by not eating for 16 to 18 hours, you actually encourage your body to burn fat as opposed to carbohydrates. So it's very quick weight loss.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone for sure, but I find that it is. Did we find something here? No. It is very helpful for people that want to lose weight quickly.
Wow.
And then sustain.
Might have to get you to write it down for me. I'll have to do that, bro.
Intermittent fasting, man. It's pretty straightforward. Like you just don't eat for 16 hours and then you eat for 8. Some people will do 24 hours. GSP's talked about not eating for about 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you have energy in that 3 days?
That's what he talks about, man, which is really interesting. Yeah. He says like the first 24 hours is miserable. And then by the second and third day, he's like more alive and more energized.
But you can still drink water in that?
Just water.
Just water.
Yeah, water. And when I'm doing it, I would tend to drink black coffee as well, just to kind of keep stimulated. Because I'm addicted to coffee.
I can't drink coffee, man.
Really?
I love tea. Black tea in it. I love it. I can't drink coffee.
Really?
Even black coffee, Turkish coffee, I can't drink it.
That's criminal.
I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. I used to start my morning, I used to have a Red Bull every morning. I haven't had Red Bull in like 2 months now. I'm dying.
I have one like every 2 hours.
Red Bull? Fuck, man. You gotta watch your sugar levels, brother.
That's why intermittent fast, bro.
You level it out, man. Wow.
No, it is you get that caffeine spike and then the crash afterwards is miserable.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Wow, man. I might try this intermittent fast. I have to do
Maybe do it after fight camp, just because I don't want to mess around with whatever schedule you've got going on now.
My schedule's not really working at the moment.
Really?
Right, 2 whole chickens isn't burning up, brother. I'm telling you. I ate like half a chicken before I came here.
And you're saving the other half for afterwards?
Other half, 1.5. Later after training, man. So I'll drop to like 108. I'll wake up the next morning. I'm back at 110. I'm like, shit.
How much can you lose in water weight?
Water weight, it's limitless. Depends how much you water load. So I'll drink like 8 liters of water the week before my fight. If I weigh in, then but this fight, I'm not going to do water weight.
No.
Nah, I don't need to.
So what would the normal process be, just for people who don't know? Because it is a curious space. Like you always see the fighter kind of in the sauna and they're boxing.
I don't know too much about it. I've done it once, but I was just doing it from the guidance of my coach and that. So you just drink 4 liters the first day, 6 liters the next day, 8 liters the next day, and just keep drinking. And then the day before your weigh-in, you go to the sauna, you don't drink no water at all, and you just piss it all out, and like you shock your body. So your body still thinks it's having water, but you're pissing everything out, and it's...
Yeah, and the philosophy behind that is that like by depleting all the water in your muscle mass, you're actually able to lose a lot of weight through that so that you can make weight, but not lose muscle mass.
Not lose muscle, yeah.
Process.
So you feel weak, man.
Yeah.
You feel weak. Like you can't even stand on your legs. When I went to 84 kilos, because I went to the sauna at 90 kilos. Then I cut down to 84 and I was fucked.
Is this GSP's Instagram account? I think so.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
All right, scroll down. We'll see if we can get some pictures of his body.
That one up there where he's next to the pool.
Yeah, right there. Let's see what he's doing there.
Some challenge.
Oh my God.
You two
What a body.
big toes together, heel 1 inch apart, and you will rise for 30
He's so
seconds.
lean and
Right,
so
as if he's not active, bro. He could just make a UFC comeback right now if he
Hold
wanted to.
yourself in this position. Relax. Try to empty your mind.
Yeah, so he's doing some
Harder
balance
feelings are
work
talking to
here.
you.
But yeah, that's
Don't be
long
stiff
term
when you
fitness,
drink.
man. And he's
That's
a very
crazy.
big proponent of intermittent fasting, that I know for sure. He's interesting though, because he speaks a lot about how he doesn't really like violence. He doesn't like getting into the cage and beating up people. Like
But he's a real martial artist. He's like a pure martial artist. So pure martial arts is all respect. You know what I mean? That's what he is. The era came where Conor McGregor came and set it off to, sell fights, which made it the biggest sport now, Now it's bigger than when he was a champion. It's bigger now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it sells more.
It sells more for sure, but at the same time, you do run the risk of organizations like the UFC becoming a bit corny and predictable.
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I mean? Because then everyone tries to be Connor. Everyone tries
Yeah.
to be, whoever the flavor of the month
Yeah,
is.
that's true. Unless you come out like comes out and just yo, I'm gonna kill everybody and that's it. But I'm like, fuck, man. That's a scary, bro.
I think the trick is authenticity, man.
That's very authentic. Bro. That's scary,
Oh,
bro.
for him, yeah.
Fuck, man.
Some Dagestani. Is he Dagestani?
Yeah, Chechen, yeah.
Yeah, that's scary, bro. They're built different over there.
Fuck, man, that's nuts, bro.
Mm.
Yeah, as if you'll fight him.
I've been to Russia before.
Yeah.
And I spent a little bit of time in Ekaterinburg, which is very much towards the east, so it
Yeah.
almost borders Asia.
Oh well, yeah,
And we went in summer,
yeah.
and over there it was like 3 degrees, man. That
In
was their
summer?
summer.
Fuck,
In
bro.
Ekaterinburg was freezing cold.
Imagine in winter. You won't have to live there in winter.
Yeah, well, people do, man.
Fuck that, man.
And so I think there's a direct relationship with the weather and how cold it is and how tough these people are.
Like bears, bro.
Mm.
Fucking strong people, man.
Yeah.
When I was young, I done wrestling, freestyle wrestling. I wrestled a Russian guy. He was Russian, but he lived in Azerbaijan. Then he came here and wrestled here. I never wrestled someone like that in my life. The strength this guy had, bro, crazy.
Yeah.
Like he just grabs you and just holds you like you're a baby. I was like, fuck this. I was scared, bro. I cried after. I was like 13 years old. I started crying. I ran to my dad. I'm like, bro, what did you just do to me? This guy's like 17 years old. He manhandled me, bro. It was fucking nuts, man.
Yeah.
Good.
There's something about that, like when you see someone like that's so much better than you,
Yeah.
and you go, oh, there's levels to this game.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
International level, mate.
Why do you think the Russians are so good at wrestling?
Because the way they live, right? They don't have like, well, in Dagestan and that, they haven't got McDonald's. They haven't got what we got here. You know what I mean? Cafes and stuff like that. They probably have like coffee shops with milk crates at the front.
Mm.
They probably got that, but they haven't got like all the corrupt things we have now. You know what I mean? So they stick to all their natural foods. You know what I mean? I'm not promoting being a vegan, but like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, these guys will kill a cow and eat it straight away.
Fuck.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I think there's something about going into that survival mode and going into that really primal kind of space,
Yeah.
when you haven't got many luxuries around you and you don't have many distractions around you.
100%.
It's like, what do you do for fun? We fight.
Fight people. One day Khabib goes, he thinks he could beat me in the street. He goes, brother, I never lose fights in streets. Like, how many fights have you had, bro? Like, it's crazy, man. It's nuts. It'll be good to go over there, but
It's a very beautiful country. It does have a bad kind of PR.
yeah.
I think that's more so a political space, but to actually live in the country for a couple months and spend time there, it was like, oh wow, this is actually really kind.
So as a tourist, you had a good time?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of Airbnb in there. I think they've got a different name for it over there. But people would just like welcome me into their home.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's scary, bro.
I thought so too, but they're like, oh yes, like this is your room and you can stay here and come do a shot of vodka with us and you know, come have breakfast, come sit, relax, put your feet up, like so accommodating and so kind. You know, and we kind of look at Russia through a Western lens and think, oh, like, you know, the corrupt Putin bear wrestling, Dagestani. Like, we only have a small amount of reference points.
That's true, yeah.
But to actually spend time there and, like, get amongst the people and really experience it, it's got so much to offer.
100%, man. It'll be good. It'll be very good.
Oh, and the girls over there,
Bro. Russians.
bro.
Fuck. Right, when I went to Turkey and I seen Russian girls there, I was like, what the fuck? Bro, I was like, if they're humans, bro, I'm an animal, brother. Like, what the fuck, man?
And you know what's a dirty little secret about Russia is that the women are consistently beautiful and the guys are just like...
But ugly. Now look at them, brother. Fuck that, man. Imagine waking up in the morning with someone that looks like Kamzat cuddling you. Fuck, you're a little backflip out of that bed, bro. Fuck that. Well, man.
Yeah. And Kamzat's probably one of the better looking Russians out there.
Well.
So, you know, they see a guy like you, built well, bit of color, nice beard.
I'm going to Russia. Don't tell me this, bro. I'm going for my next wife in Russia. I'm coming back with Khabib's sister or something.
Have you traveled much? Have you spent much time traveling?
I went to Turkey and that's about it, man. Like,
I
travel a lot around Australia. I went to Perth, Melbourne, Adelaide.
Was that for fighting? Or
Nah, just travel, man. Just randomly. Overseas, like, I really want to go again.
Mm-hmm.
No
what
time.
did you think of Turkey? I've never been.
Turkey, I went when I was younger, so it was good, but I didn't go to clubs and that.
Yeah.
So now if I went, apparently Turkey has some of the best nightlife there. So it'll be good fun, you know. There's places for tourists. It's good.
Yeah. And you've got family over there?
Yeah, I got a bit of family there in Bursa in Turkey. So Bursa is like in the European part of Turkey, which is beautiful. It's like, it backs up onto the mountains and it's mad, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. I see photos always. But should go next year.
Yeah, that's on your agenda.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think
Turkey, Greece, go around Europe a bit.
Greece is beautiful.
Yeah.
You have
Greece.
to check out Greece.
So I'll get into trouble at a place like that.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Yeah.
100%. I'll end up in a Greek jail or something.
It's all right. You can bribe them pretty easily.
Yeah, you can, but fuck.
Yeah.
It'll ruin your holiday, man.
For sure. No, the nightlife and the scenery in Greece is amazing.
Have you been? You've been to Greece?
Yeah, I've been to Greece, been to Santorini, been to Athens. But yeah, it's just beautiful.
You've been everywhere, man.
You know.
Next time, put me in your suitcase, brother. I'll come with you. I'll see you, man.
Big fucking suitcase,
Yeah,
bro.
fucking up. So you're taking a diesel motor. So Greece needs a diesel truck.
Yeah. 100%, man. If you travel, like, I'm thinking of doing Qatar next year.
Yeah.
The World Cup.
Yeah. It's a bit hot there, eh? That's desert, bro.
Yeah, but these Qatarians are very smart, man. Like they've got all the money in the world, all the oil money in the world, right? So anything they want, they get done.
That's crazy, eh?
And so I think what they're planning on doing is like just having the whole stadiums built and just having aircon running the whole time.
You wouldn't leave the stadium, bro.
No.
Stay in there.
You step outside, it's 50 degrees and your shoe melts as soon as you
and
walk
it'll be
on the
like
sidewalk.
dry heat, eh?
Desert
like
heat.
humid. Fuck that.
Well, it's a man-made city. That's the thing. Like, it wasn't meant to be there.
Yeah.
They just saw potential and started building it.
And look what they built.
Have you seen the before and after photos?
I seen it of Dubai, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
In 10 years. Fuck.
What they've been able to do.
It's crazy, man.
See if
but
you can.
everything's artificial. You know what I mean? Like, everything there's artificial. Like, all the rivers and that, they're all artificial, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you'll know it's fake. You know what I mean?
But it's extremely livable. That's the thing, because they've got so much money and so many resources, you know. And from what I understand is they actually take really good care of their people there. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I
things
heard
like
if you're in
healthcare.
Dubai, if you're in Dubai, if you owe the prince money, so any of the Dubai bank's money, you're not allowed to stay in jail.
Go to that before and after one there. A bit lower. Yeah. Bingo.
Wow.
I mean, dude, and yeah, get some full screen on that, man. That is insane.
How much money would you need to live in Dubai? Need a lot of money, eh?
I think so. All right, this is just some guy's vlog. We don't need to watch that. I was just interested in the photo.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. Like if you're just listening, like you've got some derelict 3 buildings with nothing going on, sand everywhere to where it is now, where it's essentially one of the biggest, definitely one of the richest cities in the world.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah. Thanks to that, Nano.
1990 to 2013. Big difference, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Dubai, but there's one city in the world, it's in one of those like oil-rich countries where essentially what they do is if the price of oil goes up, because the country or the city prospers so much from the price of oil going up, the leader of that city will just distribute the money to the people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I think they said something like they'll pay off like a month of your mortgage or something like that every time the price of oil goes up.
Move to Dubai, man. Go live there.
But it's a catch-22 because it is very much so a city where you have to abide by their rules.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they're very traditional in that sense.
Yeah, 100%. It's a full Muslim country at the end of the day. But it's a lot more corrupt now.
You think so?
Yeah. Like in Dubai before there was no bars, no drinking, no alcohol. Now there's bars, but you're just not allowed to drink on the street. You know what I mean?
It's become more westernized.
Yeah. See, like Turkey, in Turkey there's bars like you could drink, but there's no gambling in Turkey.
Really?
So in Turkey you won't find not one casino, you won't find not one poker machine, you won't find nothing in Turkey. So people from Turkey often go to Cyprus to gamble.
Is that a Muslim-orientated country?
Yeah, Turkey's all Muslim as well.
All Muslim.
I think there's 1% of it that's Orthodox or something. But yeah, there's no gambling. So you got to get a boat, go to Cyprus to gamble, to go to a casino and come back to Turkey after.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And is that just like really like reinforced in the scriptures then that like gambling is highly
even
shunned
drinking's
upon?
not meant to be, but I don't know, Turkey just sees more sense in saying that, nah, you could drink but no gambling.
Yeah.
I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me, but
yeah.
Yeah.
It's tricky, you know, because I think with every religion you kind of have to pick and choose what works for you and what doesn't.
Yeah, yeah. That's true, man. Like I used to drink, but now I won't drink. You know, get closer to religion a bit now, so it's a bit better. But
what religion do you fall under, if you don't mind me
I'm
asking?
Muslim.
You're Muslim?
Muslim, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you do like the full fasting for Ramadan?
Yeah, I fasted the Ramadan that just passed. I fasted that one. That was the first one I ever fasted.
Really?
Yeah, so now I pray. I don't pray 5 times a day. I pray like 3 times a day. It's hard at work, man.
5 times is a lot.
It's a lot. At work, it's too hard because whenever the prayer time comes at work, it's like midday, like 12 o'clock. You're doing something. Your very
phone's
busy,
going off.
It's crazy.
People are needing you, demanding from you.
And my phone, I always cop phone calls, man.
Yeah.
Constant shit.
And so do you think you've like, because you've kind of taken on board a more religious role and you've adopted more of those aspects into your life, do you think it's translated in other aspects? Like, have you seen a transformation?
It made
in
me
yourself?
feel like a better person. Like, you know, you got a lot of peace on your mind. You don't worry about things you normally worry about.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, like for instance, on a weekend, if you're sitting at home and you're bored and you're like, fuck, I wish someone calls me, go out, you know what I mean? Now if I'm at home on a weekend, I'm happy. I'll lay there, watch Netflix, watch whatever, you know what I mean? Just kick back, you're happy, you know what I mean? Like, and you're grateful for everything you have, you know what I mean? Where when you don't have religion, you're not grateful. You always want more, you know what I mean? But now I feel happy. I'm a good man now, you know? Doing things I love doing, you know?
Yeah.
Like fighting and everything, it's the best. It's good.
Yeah, and I think, you know, characters like Khabib really do embody that, you know, because he's got that disciplined approach. You know, he doesn't drink. He is very honest. Well, I mean, we can only go off the public's perception of him. We don't really know Khabib. But from what we understand, anyways, he's extremely respectful, extremely gracious. The way
100%.
he carries himself, doesn't drink, doesn't party, humble. You know, like you were saying before, he hasn't moved out of his family home and lives with his mother and takes care of her. And so I think there is definitely a holistic kind of
100%,
net
man.
positive that comes out of any religion. It doesn't necessarily have to be one or the other.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
have to
definitely.
pick or choose.
In every religion, it always says like heaven falls under your mother's feet.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So like, which shows if you don't look after your mother, you know, there goes your heaven, brother. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it makes a lot of sense to me, something like that too. You know what I mean? And that's what he does.
Mm.
So.
Yeah, and I think the closer you pay attention to religion, the more overlap you start to see.
Yeah.
So there's things like don't do unto others what you would not have done upon yourself, which comes from Christianity, but you also see that in Buddhist scriptures, you see that in Hindu scriptures. I'm sure you see that in the Quran.
Yeah, definitely. 100% you do, yeah.
Yeah. And so I think once you start seeing those universal truths,
Yeah.
that kind of just appear here and appear here and appear here and appear here. I mean, like that's a lot of wisdom that's kind of just embedded in the fabric of society, you know.
Definitely.
Like if I treat you well, you're going to be more inclined to treat me well, and then we're
100%.
both better off for the experience.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Unless you're fighting someone.
Oh, Joey, don't give Joey no ideas. If he's nice to me, I'm still not nice to him. I don't give a fuck. I'll be nice in this place to him. During the fight, it's, you know, after the fight, you shake hands. It's all respect. You know, at the weigh-ins, I'm a very respectful person. If he gets in my face, I'll push him right out of my fucking face. You know what I mean? That's the sort of person I am. But after the fight, we could be friends. We could sit down together, you know. During the fight, don't even look at me, you know.
Yeah.
But it'll be over pretty quick.
Mm.
I promise you that, Joey.
We'll be friends real quick.
Yeah, real quick, brother.
Yeah.
1 minute into it, you'll be my mate.
I think you might have some forgiving to do before, you know, it might suck. It might be a bad way to start a friendship off, you know, if you kick him in the head.
Yeah,
It might take him a little while to come around.
He won't
to that
remember
idea.
it, brother. That's the idea of it. If you hit him hard enough, they won't remember
Have
it.
you ever been knocked out before?
Yeah, I've been knocked out in training.
Yeah. What's it feel like?
You don't remember.
Nothing?
You wake up and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember getting hit. Oh, I didn't get knocked out. I've been put to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So being
What's
choked
the
out.
difference?
I don't think there's a difference between getting knocked out and that.
Wait, when you say put to sleep, you mean like choke?
in a choke, yeah.
Right, okay.
So you just wake up and like you were just shaking and then you're awake and you don't remember what happened. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Knocked out, I won't experience it with Joey, that's for sure. So I won't be able to tell you anytime soon.
Well, it's a weird mechanism that's built into us.
Yeah.
You know, like there's certain parts like of the chin or like behind the ear or, you know, on the temples. If you get hit there, it just
blank out.
It just sloshes your brain in a certain way and lights
It's
out.
like a whiplash effect. Your brain, man. Your brain just goes forward and back and you're out.
Yeah.
But see, some people can stay standing with that too. Some people it will be a flash KO, like they'll still be up. You know. But,
And you've never been shaken, you've never been knocked.
I've been shaken in training.
Yeah.
But again, Australian top team, you're gonna be shaken
Yeah.
a lot, you know.
Yeah, I've had a couple instances to myself, like at Australian top team, where you know I've been like, whoa, like my knees went weak there for a second.
It happens, man. It happens, you know. But you got to get hurt in training. You train hard and fight easy, you know. So I've been training very hard.
Is there a tapering off process for you?
I don't taper off, man.
No.
No, I'll keep sparring and sparring and sparring.
Full steam ahead the whole way through.
Full steam ahead, man. The last week you sort of kick back a bit on the sparring. You don't want to injure yourself, but you'll still do your pad work. You'll still do your running. You still keep your normal camp. You just don't spar.
Right.
But if I could still spar, I'll still spar. Like,
that's a badass way of training, man.
bro, just push yourself, man. Because you play mental games. Like if I'm at home in bed and I'm laying there and I start thinking about my fight, I'll think, wait, what's my opponent doing? My opponent's sleeping. I don't want to sleep. I want to go train. I'll get up and I'll go to the gym. I'll train. You know what I mean? Like you win when you outwork your opponent. And I'm outworking him, man. Very bad. So it's good.
You can't be outworked. That's the thing. Like that's the nature of any sport. The one that works the most and puts the most in, it shows up on game day, wins.
100%, man. 100. And the only time you're going to turn up not confident is if you know you didn't train hard. If you didn't train hard, you're going to come and you're going to have it in your head. I didn't train hard enough. I'm going to lose. You know, and Joey's going to have that running through his head when we come. 100%. He is, man.
Yeah.
Because they're overlooking me too much and yeah.
I mean, you're an interesting fighter, man, because no one's seen you fight for 5 years. You know, so no one knows what you're going to bring to the table. And
it's the same thing, bro. Same thing as my fight back then.
Yeah.
Not much change, just a bit of different size and that's it. I still got the kick in. I still got the punch in.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to bang, bro. That's it. Just get in there and just have a war, bro. That's what I want.
Yeah.
It's good. You know?
That's good shit, man. That's good shit. Do you have any kind of last notes to Joey that you want him to? That's your camera right there. If you want to pass him a message,
Joey, just turn up, my brother. Get ready for a war. As I told you, I'm ready for a war. You better be ready for a war. And I shout out my sponsors on here too.
Yeah, go for it.
King Supplements, Energy Water, Finest Plumbing Group, Buzzin Enterprises. Who else? There's one more. 1 second.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's interesting. You got a lot of sponsors.
Yeah, I got a few sponsors, man.
How'd you score those?
Huh?
How'd you score those?
Yeah, just a lot of people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Your network?
Network, yeah. So I've got 4 sponsors at the moment.
And are you doing that independently, or you got like someone helping you out with that?
No, I'm doing that on my own, man.
That's good shit.
Like they reach out to me, so I put up, hey, anyone want to sponsor? It helps me with my camp, you know. Like King Supplements, they give me all my supplements I need.
Yeah.
You know, all my BCAs, all that. Finest Plumbing can clean up the mess that I leave with Joey. When I get him with a nice body kick, they clean his toilet.
What kind of supplements are you taking?
Me, just magnesiums, all that sort of stuff. Just to help recovery. A lot of recovery, man.
Yeah, magnesium's great. Do you take any vitamin C's, vitamin D's?
Yeah, vitamin C's and that. I have all that.
Yeah.
What else do I take?
Vitamin D is a hard one to get. Although maybe for you, because do you spend a lot of time in the sun?
Oh, a lot in the sun.
Okay.
I'm in the sun every day, man.
Yeah.
For work and that. So I don't need no vitamin D. I'm getting dark already. Coconut oil. I use a lot of coconut oil.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Have to. That's my sunscreen. Yeah, that's about it, man.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, brother, it's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, brother.
Let the people know where to find you.
Come on Instagram, Big Sez, and Urban Fight Night 27, December 17. I think there's a few more tickets getting released. Or you could go on Fight TV and stream it live.
Guys, this is going to be one of the biggest cards in Sydney of the year. You don't want to miss it out. Big Sez is coming in with some big overhands, some big head kicks, talking a big game to knock out Joey. So make sure you get your tickets. The link will be right there. Thank you very much for watching.